Hello and welcome. This is the CDM induction presentation for Viridor's Dunbar ERF outage. Safety is Viridor's #1 priority. Home Safe describes Viridor's approach to safety and has been designed to inspire a real change in the company's safety culture. It is the thread that runs through everything we do, from policies and procedures through to compliance and culture. Rather than being policy driven, we want safety to be driven by pride in what we do and the way that we do it. We want everyone to get home safe. Home Safe puts personal responsibility for safety at the heart of everything that we do and empowers individuals to take the lead on safety. Our core expectations of Home Safe are shown. They establish the individual behaviours that shape our approach to safety. They set out what your colleagues expect of you and in turn, what you can expect of them. Our core expectations ensure that we can all work together and keep each other safe. Follow the rules. Rules and procedures are designed to stop you getting hurt. Ignoring them is unacceptable. Make yourself aware of all the rules in place around the work that you are undertaking and make sure you follow them. Assess all risks. All tasks undertaken must have a risk assessment, with the control measures identified within it, in place and understood by all those involved. Take ownership. Take responsibility for your own safety and for that of all others on the site. If you see a hazard, report it, and if possible, remove it. Be aware of other work parties around you and understand the risks and possible conflicts that could harm people in either work party. Each core expectation is supported by two safety absolutes. One that focuses on you and what you need to do to protect yourself, and one that focuses on your team and what you need to do to protect them. Under follow the rules, we have start safe, stay safe, and report all incidents. Under assess all risks, we have manage change and check for hazards. Under take ownership, we have see it, sort it, protect the team. Everybody will be given the Safety Observation Book. It's a simple, quick form to fill out and helps the site identify unsafe acts, conditions, behaviours that could lead to accidents or near misses. We will also have a QR code around the site so you can fill out the form digitally. These are our health and safety goals for the outage. To have all accidents, incidents and near misses reported, however minor. Remember that all accidents, incidents and near misses must be reported to a member of the Viridor staff. CDM is short for the Construction, Design and Management Regulations, which was brought in to improve the health and safety in construction. The outage is covered by CDM regs because the scope of the works being undertaken falls out with that would be considered general routine maintenance. You are not authorised to commence work on the CDM project until you have completed the full induction process and are in possession of a tally tag, a helmet sticker and contractor's lanyard. If you require to go into a confined space, appropriate training must have been carried out and the certification passed on. This is the management team at the Dunbar site. Chris Forbes, Engineering Manager, David Roberts, Plant Manager, Stuart Coyle, Operations Manager, and Tracy Sampson, the Environment, Health and Safety Manager. This is the key roles and responsibilities under the CDM regs. We can see the client is Viridor, the principal designer and contractor, Chris Forbes, EHS manager, Tracy Sampson. Confined Space Management, Entry Control and Rescue Team, BA Rescue. This slide shows the major works being undertaken and the main contractor for each task. Here is an aerial view of the site. The weighbridge is located just inside the site gates. The staff there will direct you towards the outage village on the northeast side of the site. The security office will be at the entrance to the outage village. The main admin building is on the west of the site, and the permit office is located within the tunnel of the main building. For the first part of the outage, line 1 shall be isolated. This is shown in yellow. On site, this will be demarcated with blue mesh. During the common outage, both lines 1 and 2 will be isolated, including the air-cooled condenser structure located between the main building and the contractor village. The later stage of the outage, line 2 will be offline only. Again, this is shown in yellow and will be demarcated on site with green mesh. You must enter and leave the site via the site security. You must do this in order to comply with the fire regulations. If leaving site at any time, you must sign out at the security cabin and hand in your tally. On your return to site, please sign back in at the security cabin and collect your tally. Your contractor lanyard should be kept with you at all times and only handed in upon completion of your works as part of the CDM project. All personnel on site must wear safety equipment. The minimum standard would be safety helmet, boots, eye protection, long sleeve tops, trousers, gloves, high-vis vest, and jacket. And in areas of high noise, we should be wearing hearing protection. Anyone who is going into a confined space must be face fitted and wear a FFP3 face mask as a minimum. No smoking is allowed on site except within the designated smoking areas. There are 2 smoking shelters available on site, one to the west of the main building and one within the contractor village. The site speed limit is 10 miles per hour. Please observe all safety signs and traffic signals. Mobile phones are not to be used on plant except in an emergency situation. No photography will be allowed without the express permission of the site management team. It is strictly forbidden to steal, cause willful damage, consume alcoholic drinks, bring illegal substances onto site, or engage in any other activities which could jeopardize the safety of any person. Any such behavior will not be tolerated and you will be removed from site. Viridor reserves the right to conduct random searches on both people and vehicles entering or exiting the site. Entry may be refused, or you may be asked to leave if items found during a search causes any concerns for the health, safety and welfare of anyone on site. Viridor has zero tolerance attitude to drugs and alcohol, so you may be requested to participate in a random drugs and alcohol screening. If you do not comply with the site rules, you may be issued with a yellow or red card. A red card means that you will have to leave site immediately. Here are just a few examples of infringements that would lead to cards being issued. It's worth pointing out that 2 yellow cards is a red card. The Operations Control Room is responsible for coordinating all the emergency responses for fire, first aid and spillages that take place on site. The contact details are printed on your contractor lanyard. If you discover a fire, please raise the alarm and inform a member of the Dunbar ERF staff immediately. Everyone on site must go to the muster point as quickly as possible if an evacuation alarm sounds. Not responding or responding slowly may lead to a yellow card being issued. Our fire alarms are tested weekly at 2 o'clock on a Friday afternoon. fire assembly or muster point is located by the staff car park. There is no muster point in the outage village. All contractors must make their way as quickly as possible to the muster point, following the safe walking routes. Please make sure you have been accounted for by making yourself known to the fire marshal. You will only be allowed back to your work area when the all clear has been given by a member of the Dunbar ERF staff. Do not leave the site unless you are instructed to do so. On site, there are 2 first aid stations, one in the outage village, one in the main admin block. There are also a number of automated external defibrillators on site, including one in the outage village as well as others around site. In the outage village, car parking is in the central area of the outage village. Remember to reverse park. Please car share wherever it's possible. Offices, meeting rooms, welfare facilities will all be clearly signposted. There will also be a hot food provider available on the outage village. If female toilets are required, please ask your supervisor to arrange facilities within the main building. In all other circumstances, contractors are not permitted to use Viridor staff facilities. You, as a contractor, are fully responsible for the security of your own belongings and equipment whilst you are on site. Tap water from the welfare facilities in the contractor village is drinkable. However, there will be water fountains and bottled water throughout the site. Please ensure all waste is placed into the bins provided and areas kept clean and tidy. All electrical equipment brought onto site must be PAT tested. All tasks require a safety document. Your risk assessment and method statement must be provided and approved a minimum of 72 hours in advance of the work commencement. The point of work risk assessment, otherwise known as a POWRA, must be collected from the permit office when your safety document is issued. The POWRA must be completed by the nominated supervisor before the work starts. General safety in the vicinity of the place of work must be recorded on the POWRA before the start of each working period. All permits must be surrendered each time you leave the site, and at the end of the day at the permit office only. No hot works can be undertaken without a permit. Specific permits are required due to the fire alarm and sprinkler system on site. Working areas must be tidied up in line with your POWRA safety requirements. The supervisor of each work group, or single person if working alone, must have completed our competent person or nominated supervisor training. If you have not already done this before arriving on site, please contact our permit office. The most common confined spaces are listed below. You must not enter a confined space without the correct training, certification, equipment, and permit. You must, however, log in at the entrance with the entry controller and hand over your tally tag. Please do not forget to log out with the controller when exiting the area. If by chance you get out on a different floor than the one you went in, you must still return to the starting point and retrieve your tally tag. A klaxon or air horn will be used as the evacuation signal for a confined space. Working at height will be part of the risk assessment and method statement produced before the commencement of any work shall take place. If using ladders, then they must be inspected by a competent person and have the correct inspection tags. Always visually inspect ladders before use and ensure they are used and stored correctly. All scaffolding must be erected, maintained and inspected by competent authorised personnel only. Prior to using it though, you must carry out your own visual inspection, and if you have any concerns or find any defects, please report it immediately to a member of the Viridor staff and do not use the scaffolding until it has been rectified. If you are undertaking any welding activities on site, you must comply with the HSE requirements and put control measures in place which include respiratory protective equipment, RPE, and local exhaust ventilation, LEV. Please give consideration to others working in the area and ensure that all cost assessments are in place and followed. Again, as a minimum, FFP3 masks must be worn by everyone entering to the boilers. Please report all spillages immediately to a member of the Dunbar ERF staff and contain the spillage as best as possible. Spill kits are located around the facility and are clearly signposted. Dunbar ERF is not permitted to dispose of liquid waste into the drainage system, so therefore any contractor found putting liquids or material into drains will be removed from the site. As mentioned previously, please be aware that even though we're in an outage, there will be several areas of the plant that will still be fully operational, such as the delivery area, flue gas area, tipping hall exits and entrances. Remember to stay in your designated areas. Do not wander around the site, as some areas are still live. Ensure you work on the correct piece of equipment. So upon arrival of the site, please take a minute to ensure you have the correct equipment tag prior to commencing. Do not start work if you have any safety concerns about the equipment or isolations. Please report this back to the permit office. Good housekeeping helps prevent accidents. Remember to keep your point of work clean and tidy, ensuring walkways are kept clear and all litter is disposed of in the bins provided. Please do not rely on others. Good housekeeping is everyone's responsibility. Good communication is vital for the success of this outage. Daily CDM meetings will take place at 08:30 and 1600 hours in the outage village. Daily team briefings and toolbox talks should also be taking place. If the standards fall below the expectations, an all-site stop may be carried out. Be aware that there will be many more people on this site than normal, with the majority unfamiliar to the site's layout. Therefore, we ask that you be vigilant when going to and moving from your site location and carrying out your tasks. Think about how your task could impact others. Let's look out for each other. We're all part of one big team. Two-way radios will be made available to contractors. The channels are listed below. All work parties must have at least one radio and all radios must be signed in and out at the security office. All contractors will be on channel 3. Please be respectful and limit the use to essential comms only. In case of emergency, you will need to call the operations control room on channel 1. Contractors must liaise with their site contact if they are expecting a delivery. All goods must be signed for by the contractor site supervisor. Viridor will take no responsibility for your deliveries. If you require any goods from Viridor, they must be booked out using the stock requisition system. Contractors are responsible for managing the removal of their equipment, tools, and spares from the site. As a waste management site, we have a duty of care to inform you of a disease called leptospirosis, or Weil's disease, that is transmitted to humans through the contact of infected rat urine. This is a serious and sometimes fatal infection that can start with flu-like symptoms but can lead to serious complications and possible death. You can reduce the risk of transmission by wearing protective clothing and washing your hands after work, and always wash your hands prior to eating, drinking, or smoking. CCTV cameras operate on site. This is used for safety and security purposes. To ensure you get home safe, please give way to any traffic turning off of the A1. If you are turning right towards Edinburgh, please ensure that only one vehicle is on the central reservation at any given time. Thank you for your time today. Please, if you are unsure about anything, just ask. Even if it seems daft, we'd rather make sure that everyone just gets home safe.